Hi, you lovely people. Let's go straight into 8 biggest allegations from Justin Baldoni's lawsuit against New York Times over Blake Lively complaint. You know that Baldoni is launching a lawsuit against Time for 250 million because apparently he was, misrepresented to say the least. I also took the time, as you can see here, to go through the actual filing of the lawsuit, which contains a gazillion of receipts, I have to say. I was trying to stay away from this. I read articles and I wasn't jumping into the whole train here to give an opinion because you gotta watch out with those things instead of immediately taking sides, because as you can see, more details come out and they change the perceived story. So before you had the whole story here that Baldoni was a piece of shit that arrested Blake Lively in so many ways, and he was a complete tyrant, making her feel uncomfortable, that he hired a PR smear campaign against her, out of the blue, because he's just an asshole. And that's what he does mostly on his weekend when he has free time. Assholes do this, and therefore, in order to stay an asshole, he had to continue to smear the starlet of his movie where he acted in, because that for sure will increase the chances of the movie to be successful. Alright, so anyway, then the stories start to change, because according to that lawsuit, they addressed a lot of the complaints and also misleading story that was perpetuated by the Times. So we are referencing the alleged smear campaign. The suit claims that some of the text between Justin publicist and Melissa Nathan and Jennifer Abel were taken out of context and cut apart. I saw that, and that's actually true. In our particular exchange, the two were texting about Blake Stone's deaf promotion of the movie, which published in a story by the Daily Mail. "You really outdid yourself with this piece," Jennifer wrote, to which Melissa replied, "That's why you hired me, right? I'm the best." However, in the full context of the exchange, it appears as though the two are jokingly taking credit for the story that allegedly emerged organically, meaning wasn't them. The suit also claims that the New York Times omitted a text from Melissa that preceded the exchange, in which she says she was not involved in the publication of the article. "Damn, this is unfair because it's also not me," Melissa allegedly wrote. The Time also cut out Melissa's use of the upside down smiley face emoji, which is typically used to convey sarcasm. Actually, if you have a moment of patience here, I will show it to you in the actual filing of the lawsuit. So wow, you did yourself with this piece, and here we go. You have the emoji upside down, which is supposed to convey sarcasm. "That's why you hired me, blah 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 blah." And then there is the rest here, just exchanging, heading to the airport, and there is a drive through the jungle, that there is going to be no reception for around 24 hours. Joke, 45 minutes. "I'm sorry, you bring offline for 45 minutes, all of this not included. So that's interesting, because obviously that already, it's an important details, because part also is interesting, because you basically have the person telling in this exchange that they were not aware that will be published anywhere in the near future, right? That she has nothing to do with this. Also, the fact that Lively tone deaf type of promoting the movie, right? Promoting alcohol, and basically there was a sort of tone deaf move, because literally the movie is about domestic V, and how detached can you be in making, trying to plug basically your brand of alcohol to persuade people to go to see your movie in that way. So that's interesting, because it does shows like a sort of like really detachment from reality. Anyway, the story continues, which is quite interesting, because the part of the fat shaming, that now also this part is going around the X, and people, without even bothering reading the lawsuit or the full article, they're praising Ryan Reynolds for standing up to his wife. But apparently, as always, seems to be there is more to the story. So in the lawsuit, Justin claims that he was berated by Ryan during an heated meeting at the couple's penthouse in New York City, in which Ryan accused Justin of fat-shaming Blake. Justin allegedly asked how much Blake waited before he was supposed to lift her up in a scene. He claimed that he had back issues and wanted to ensure he could safely perform the lift without injury. The Jane the Virgin actor claims that he asked his trainer, who he says Blake introduced him to, how much Blake waited while preparing for the physical demanding scene. Baldoni, who suffered from back issues and has multiple bulging discs, made the inquiry to ensure he could safely perform the lift without injury, the lawsuit reads. Unfortunately, the trainer relayed this information to Lively, who then informed Reynolds. In response, Reynolds aggressively berated Justin during the meeting. The confrontation that followed was so aggressive that Baldoni felt compelled to offer repeated apologies, the suit claims. Baldoni, in an effort to avoid further confrontation with Lively and Reynolds and rebuild rapport with his co-star, continued to bend to her will. According to Justin, Blake and Ryan's inappropriate and humiliating berating of him was delivered, perhaps intentionally, as other celebrity friends were coming in and out of their penthouse, and producer on the movie, who was also present at the meeting, this is hearsay, but anyway, allegedly later said that in his 40 years career, he had never seen anyone speak to someone like that. Blake allegedly refused to perform the scene in which Justin, despite rehearsing with a stunt double, alleged the video Jamie Heat showed of his naked wife was non-pornographic. In her complaint, Blake claimed that producer Jamie Heat showed him a video of his naked wife giving birth while discussing the birth scene in the movie. Blake claims that the video was pornographic. A birthing video is pornographic. I'm confused. Justin's suit claims that the video had no sexual overtone. The Times compounded in this journalistic failure by uncritically advancing Lively's unsubstantiated claims of SS harassment against Het and Baldoni, with CRD complaint even labeling footage as P-affic. This claim is patently absurd, the lawsuit says. The video in question was a non-P recording of its wife during a home birth, a deeply personal one with no S overtone. Who the F thinks that natural birth is... Jesus Christ, my God, I'm so tired of this shit. To distort this being event into an act of S misconduct is outrageous and emblematic of the lengths to which Lively and her collaborators are willing to go to defame plaintiffs, the suit adds. So, Blake allegedly says she wanted her character to dress sexier. Blake alleged in her complaint that Justin inappropriately described her character's clothes as sexy. Justin's suit calls the exaggerated and misleading and includes alleged text between Justin and Blake where she wrote that her character clothing should be much sexier. We'll show you both ways, but beanie is much sexier, Blake allegedly wrote while discussing one wardrobe option. Lively set the tone, a tone that Baldoni respectfully heeded during the creative process, the suit says. So far, I don't see much heat here, honestly. In her complaint, Blake allegedly objected to as scene Justin wanted to have she considered gratuitous. In response, Justin Wayfarer's studio agreed to provide a full-time intimacy coordinator. Justin claims in his new suit that Blake was in no rush to meet with the intimacy coordinator before the production. I feel good. I can meet her when we start. Thank you though, Blake allegedly wrote in a text. The lawsuit also references note from the intimacy coordinators, including a suggestion that perhaps Riley, played by Baldoni, chooses not to orgasm after satisfying Lily. According to the suit, Lively personalized this and stated, "I'd be mortified if that happened to me," to which Baldoni, following Lively's lead in what seems like an attempt to connect and develop their character, says, "I'm not sure about you, but those have been some of the most beautiful moments with my wife and I." Alleged text showed Justin didn't enter Blake's trailer uninvited. In the New York Times story, it was written that Justin repeatedly entered her makeup trailer uninvited while she was undressed, including when she was breastfeeding. In the lawsuit, Blake allegedly texts Justin, "I'm just pumping in my trailer if you want to work out the line." Pumping, of course, if you don't know what it means, is mostly when your breasts are full of milk for your baby and you're pumping the milk out, so that also to stimulate the milk production. I know, because with my partner I'm going through that right now. So I want to show you the screenshot here filed in the lawsuit where she's saying that. So our mistake, all right, I'm just pumping in my trailer if you want to work out our lines, eating with the crew, and we'll head that way. Take your time. I'm here. I'll meet you in Howard. Sorry, I'm just saying this. So this is the conversation here, and again, a different picture. So, and also here is the other text referring to, the choices of wardrobe that will make her character look sexier. We'll show you both ways, but Beanie is much sexier. Is the look, feels TV without, especially with a crop top in the snow. It justifies the rest of the skin, and also is a girl I will check out walking down the street because it washes the effort of the rest of the look. Anyway, this is interesting stuff, man. It seems like Baldoni really has a lot of receipts here. My first impression seems like that the chronology of this is, okay, Lively gets backlash because of out of touch PR of the movie, right? Then things get out of hand, and because things were already tense on set, because from other things you read here, seems like that Lively had basically a stronghold in the way that things were going, even in the editing of the movie. So basically that she supplanted Baldoni in everything, even in the final cut. So it seems like that with the PR going astray because of the tone-deaf tone with which she was promoting the movie, after this, Baldoni was forced to take some precaution in terms of doing PR crisis. And that led, of course, to go full in with further accusations of ass assault from Lively that prompted the article that basically misrepresented all of this, and Baldoni now suing the Time for 250 million, filing this lawsuit where all the tea's been spilled. So this is interesting in the way that, like I said, you never have to take sides straight away. This seems to me much more of a case of egos and miscommunications, and perhaps of some insufferable celebrities which were compelled to throw their weight around against a smaller fish, in this case Baldoni. Anyway, that's my impression for the moment. Things can still change, but honestly, all of this doesn't look good for Blake Lively, in my opinion.